Hola! This video is to show you how to study the subject pronouns in Spanish. So first, let's just quickly review what is a pronoun and what are they in Spanish. So pronouns are going to replace the nouns in a sentence to avoid redundancy. So for example, instead of saying Walter did it, I could say he did it, and that he is an example of a pronoun. So you have some resources that are going to be really helpful for you to be able to study these pronouns. The first thing is your handy dandy gold sheet for chapter 2A. It says 2A and 2B on it, but the very first thing you see on this gold sheet are the pronouns. They're all right here. So this is one way to find the resource and know what the pronouns are. And let's just go through them quick. So they're I or yo, tú or you, usted is you, but it's formal. Él means he, ella means she. Nosotros and nosotras mean we. Vosotros and vosotras mean you all. Ustedes also means you all. And then ellos and ellas means they. Now that's a little bit of a basic way of looking at it. It's a good go-to resource. You also have a green sheet that's going to be even more helpful because it has pictures and it has more details in English. So first of all, you have the Spanish. And for each Spanish word, the picture helps you figure out what it is. For example, yo means I, and it's a person pointing at themselves. Tú means you. And notice the person talking is looking at the person they're talking to. So it's like, you did it. You did it. Usted also means you, but it's formal. And so you notice it's like an older person wearing a tie. Él means he. Now, something a lot of students don't understand is the difference between tú and él in the pictures. Tú, remember, she's looking at the person. You, tú. And in él, she's not. She's pointing away from where she's looking. So he did it. That's the difference. Ella means she. Now, if you notice, these are all singular. That's intentional. The way these are organized and ordered is very intentional. So singular on the right side. And then the left, these are all plural. They all end in S. So at the top, we have we, nosotros, nosotras. The we, the person in the picture, is in the middle of a group of people. So like I and someone else. We also have you all, which is vosotros or vosotras. Now here's where I'm going to have you look quick at the other side, where it says that same picture for you all, or in the top right, is used in Spain. And so you're going to want to pay close attention to that, because if you look at the next picture down, ustedes, it's the same picture. So they both mean the same thing. They both mean you all. But the ustedes, if we look at this side, is in Latin America. So you all and you all, but Spain versus Latin America is the difference. Ellos and ellas in the bottom here both mean they. But notice the difference. There's a girl and a guy for they and two girls for they. So the gender makes a difference. So that's how to read this English side and this Spanish side. What I'm going to show you next is how to practice these pronouns, making a set of manipulatives or like a puzzle that you can practice on your own, or you could have someone quiz you. So for this, you're going to need a white piece of paper that's just like the green one, but it's single-sided. If you don't have this, you're not going to be able to do this very well. So there's a couple options. You can find the digital version on Schoology and you can print it off and you'll be right where I am. Or if you don't have access to a printer and you don't have this, you could just draw a version of it and it will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by cutting these into little flashcards. I'm going to take my scissors, and you're going to do this with me, and we're going to cut along the lines. You can be as precise or not precise as you want. Sometimes the lines line up, so I can just cut like this across, right? So I have, for example, a bunch of these. Now, this is probably the easiest way to study because the picture kind of gives you a hint. And one way to do this now that you have these would be to just put them in order. So scramble them up and then pretend it's a puzzle. So you're going to put them in order. So maybe this is top left, this one's middle left. And then to check your work, you look at the green sheet. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to let you go through the puzzle and I'm going to have you put them in order. When you've gotten that part, press play. All right, hopefully you put these in order. Now we're going to make it more challenging. We're going to cut the picture away from the words. So you have a bunch of smaller squares. Sometimes you'll have two words, in which case you can cut the two words up separately. And sometimes you will have, like in the case of nosotros, you have two pictures and two words. So you'll have four little squares. I'll do this one as an example. And you can keep the big lines that actually could be like a hint for you. You know, this is an edge piece of your puzzle, for example, but you can cut them as precisely or close to the words as you want. Okay, so last time we put them in order, you're going to kind of do the same thing, but now you have to match the picture with the words. So scramble them up and match the picture with the words. For example, these two would go together. I'm going to pause here for you to match those and check your work with this. Go ahead. Okay, so at this point, hopefully you've done two practice rounds. One was with the pictures and words together, then you cut the pictures from the words apart and you redid it and you made this. It's kind of like one big puzzle. The last thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you on the Spanish words for each one. You're going to write the English. So we're going to do this part together to make sure you do it the correct way because it can get a little tricky. Okay, so the first one I found is nosotras. Actually, I'm going to go in order. That'll make it a little easier, I think, for you to follow along with me. So the first one, the top left, we'll go top left down, bottom right down. Yo is, see if you can guess it, I. So without looking at your green sheet, that has the answer. See if you can guess what yo is, and then you're going to write it on the back. Okay? Our next one is going to be tú. Tú in English is you. And I'm going to write specifically that it's familiar or informal because that is going to help you remember. You, informal. Okay. Next, we have the little word usted. And remember, usted is abbreviated to just UD. So we have usted. On the back, you're going to write the English word. See if you can guess it or remember it. And it is you, formal. Okay, next we have L. And L is he. El, he. Next we have ella or she. Okay, now we're on the top right. And we have both nosotros and nosotras. I'm going to specify that nosotros and nosotras, they both mean we. So I'm going to write we on both of them, but I'm going to specify that nosotros could be masculine or a combination of masculine and feminine. So I'm going to write both. We is only feminine. So for example, if you have just girls, it'd be we, nosotras, feminine. Or if you have girls and guys, or just guys, it'd be nosotros. Okay, we're getting to the end. Next we have vosotros. I forgot to cut this one off. Here we go. Vosotros, do you remember what it means? It means y'all. And I'm going to go ahead to the next one, which is ustedes. That one also means, it's the same picture. It means y'all. So what's the difference? I'm going to write y'all, you all, like you plural on both of them. And the difference is vosotros is in Spain. So I'm going to add that on the back. See, vosotros, vosotras, which you could specify just like with nosotros, nosotras. It depends on the gender. But on the back, I wrote y'all, Spain. And then that means that the other one, ustedes, is Latin America. Latin America. Okay, we got two more. These are a little bit easier in my opinion. So we have ellos and ellas. They both mean they, but what's the difference? Ellos is going to be masculine or masculine and feminine. Ellas is going to be just feminine. And there you have it. Now you have all sorts of ways to study. You can quiz yourself. What is ustedes? Y'all, Latin America. You can have someone else quiz you. You could rearrange them in order and see if you can match the pictures to the words and have fun studying.